your seats.
For here's a story which snatched victory from defeat.
Our heroes are on the open sea in a ship that's too small.
On the ocean they're sailing, destined for a fool.
For soon a huge gale descends, carrying up mountains of water.
The unruly decks foundered and was hell-bent on slaughter.
So from their lifeboat they watched as their ship went down.
No hope of rescue. But they turned us around.
Would we turn us around?
To the Cape of Good Hope, with hope not yet lost, by stars and maps she drew her maiden course. They left Southampton shores on morning tide, then hoisted sails over shore and steady sea.
The grey and bitter cold was soon forgot, as England's coast was cast beyond the stern, and dreams of warmth and sun came into sight, now bound for waters blue and sands pure white.
Upon the vast and endless rolling sea, the Mignonette looks lost among the tides. Her timbers hewn to drift about the isles, not steer her crew for far and distant shores.
Heave to! The captain called to ready hands, as all prepared to settle for the night. With little thought to winds that soon would blow, our swells was woke and surged in depths below.
The guiding stars were curtained by the mist, their fire disguised by fierce and violent rain. Beneath the decks the crew lay unaware, their peaceful dreams not marred by drowning thoughts. To a water broke and short and shaggy bar, a thought to call young men to their deaths, to kiss upon their lips and fill their breath, to drag them to a slow and cruelly painful death.
The launch the lifeboat, now! The ship is lost!
His voice came through the deafening, raging storm, as waves and thunder rocked the drowning boat and clawed at mast and sail with fearful grip. The captain, cabin boy, and his two crew heaved hard against the ropes to loose the craft. No sooner was the lifeboat on the wave than the Mignonette was lost as she descended to her grave.
Hold tight, the captain ordered to the boy, who sallow stared and shrieked his growing fear. The boat was lifted by the storming swell, then thrown and dropped and beat against the sea.
Captain, I fear I'll drown. I cannot swim.
Fear not, no man can swim in waves like this.
In time, the waves will pass, and storm will die, and stars return to pop the blackened sky. As night grew deep, the four men hove close, to shield from wind and rain, as all fell calm.
The lifeboat swayed as in a gentle sleep, yet on the craft the men remained alert. Without a word of fear or whispered prayer, they waited out the night in silent fear. But on the break of day, the sun is shone, just as the fading night, all hope was gone.
And by its light of day the sun grew fierce, and fell in rage upon the weary souls, to make their flesh and cure their blood to dust, as hunger came and thirst took cruel hold. One tin of water caught from last night's rain, to quench their drought was guarded as bright gold. 2 tins of turnips kept preserved in brine, and compass, knife, and endless hours of time.
What hope have we of lasting out this ride?
For all, there's none. For one, there's some.
Enough! We'll last it out together till we're safe.
And if a ship didn't come,
We'll last it out!
We're weeks from land and all sure to starve. If rain don't fall, we'll die before that chance.
What else is there for us but wait and be?
and think about the custom of the sea.
What's that?
The code. For those
That's enough! The boy don't need your scaring him with tales.
tales. Was the truth that helped him come?
But before he scared the boy with talk of death,
They spied a sight beyond the lifeboat's reach.
For toward the east, below the rising sun,
No sanctuary nor sails of ship nor arm.
But the fin and teeth of a monstrous raptor.
Shark! Grab on the walls and strike him if he is!
What if we catch him for his flesh?
You're mad.
The turnip won't last long and then we'll starve!
What weapons do you have to snare this beast?
The oars! The knife! We'll lure him in close and strike.
We'll throw you overboard to be our bait.
And with this life you're keen to make that trade. You'll never harm a shark with such a blade.
so the men did not attempt to catch, as all the hours wore on and turned to days.
For rise and pound they kept their eyes ahead, in empty prayer for land or food or rain.
But summer's heat was cruel and rarely kind. For shelter, hope, or life was ne'er in sight.
And worse, while rubbing salt from cracking eyes, the cabin boy uptight than our supplies.
Well, damn it, boy, you've not brought us here.
How much was lost?
It's all gone but adrift.
You see it now. You see that boy. Our course is set and fate is doomed.
Come now, don't be so hard upon the lad. With sheer mistrust has spilled the water so.
I suppose it's not easy for a drink to quench this thirst.
We must not turn on one another here. As you said yourself, Captain, we'll last us out.
We will survive this trial, I have no doubt.
Yet as the arid days did turn to weeks, no rescue came to free them from their hell. Upon the endless waves they drifted far, as night and day the ocean taunted those on board, and called the men to taste her sailing lips. But all the men knew well her briny curse. They knew the cost of drinking from the deep, the cost of losing minds and lives to tortured sleep.
Then counsel came from captain straight and clear.
Our wastes must not be wasted.
Went his speech.
The liquid here was valuable as gold,
And should be held and valued rare as rarest gem.
And so, with bitter heart and retching throat,
Turned backs towards the South Atlantic waves.
the men refused to see the glancing kiss, resigned instead to drink at their own piss.
The night is dark.
We both fall asleep.
My throat is parched and thirst it screams. I cannot sleep while haunted by these dreams. Rivers, waterfalls, flowing streams.
You spurn the bitter lard taste of your own waste.
And soon drink my blood, the more of that.
Take a sip of ocean. Quench a dry.
And the warnings of the sea I've so often heard about.
But tales will make the sailors grown afeard. A single soul won't be here in these. Just fill your gut with cool, quenching drink. And live another day without such pain.
You're sure?
What need have I to lie on this?
One gulp will satiate this thirst. You say,
One swig, or two, will never make it better. Just cup your hands. Reach her side and drink your fill.
Necessity is not an evil cause, but one that forces men to evil acts.
the need to thieve, to feed a hungry mouth, to rob, to fight, to kill, to flee, for life.
Necessity, the root of evil thought, that takes one life to give another's hope.
Not pride, nor lust, nor envy, wrath, nor greed. Necessity, the root of evil deeds. By dawn the sun rose high above the sea. 3 men awoke from blistering, starving dreams.
To gaze upon the boy who drunk the waves, and they're conscious of the corpse within the raft.
The boy won't wake.
His heart still beats.
His body lives, I fear. His mind is dead.
There's no cause for fearing. Even me. The last night I watched him drinking from the sea.
You did not speak to stop him in the act.
He drank as man possessed, and would not cease till passing out in the lifeboat deck. So now his body sleeps, and will not wake again. His body lies in, wasting by the hour. His body wastes as we do waste away, and waste must not be wasted. And instead, his body's precious flesh goes dead.
You now must kill and carve his life for me.
You'd rather let us starve and him die besides. It's not wrong to take one life for three. His hope has died, and in its death, ours lives.
There's hope for him yet. Let's wait and pray for help.
We've prayed for days on end, and no prayer will gift us more than blood and meat, and we won't get a chance like this again to read.
The captain stilled and stopped in silent thought. His
And-
hunger, fierce and cruel, consumed his soul.
An exiled righteous thought to distant lands, where watered men afforded moral minds.
But here, where gasping lips for water longed, where sanity was luxury too rare,
Humanity, an old forgotten part, just to survive its sin until the last.
We'll do this quick.
And burn for all eternity.
A sacrifice to quell to the ocean's gods. We'll trade the boy that we might see our homes, for we have wives and kin, and he has none. It's in our blood to fight to save our souls, that we might survive to stand on Cornish coast. But when on shore, we'll not forget the price, paid not by us, but with this young man's life.
The speech was all it took to alter course.
and with his words he lifted up the blade.
To run about the neck and slit the throat.
To prize the precious liquid from its case.
He cut their hands and caught the costly juice, to bring it to their lips and drink their fill. Their teeth were soaked with lust, their eyes with joy, and hungry beasts they fed upon the vine.
After their rescue, they docked in Falmouth Quay.
And finally escaped from the vast silent sea.
The details of their crime were so depraved and feral.
But the jury asked the question, was it allowed for those in peril?
Their defence hung on this point,
It was a custom of the sea.
but they were found guilty of murder for the first time in history.
The case is of interest, and even today, is the first case of study done by young lawyers both here and in the USA.
And so, to our next tale,
A tale which is as tall as a tall tale can be.
of a fish seller from Paul, who went on a great journey.
Not by horse, not by carriage, but by Shagsy's pony.
Walking,
Walking.
Well, let's just start writing and work out as we go.
One day in September 1851,
Before summer had ended and autumn begun,
An old kneeling woman stepped up to a door.
Of a great crystal palace you heard of before. She was a woman who loved to prattle and chatter, had a wit and a charm, and she knew how to flatter. But on this bright day, she stopped all of her talking.
Stop perfectly still, for weeks of talking.
she stared in wonder at what was contained.
and a small grateful smile crept over her face.
No. There needs to be more dramatic. Something a bit more like.
When she meets the queen,
Your Majesty.
Stop! You start from the beginning, not the end.
who put you in charge?
I'm a closest relative.
Mary didn't have children, so we both dated her the same.
Listen, I've been doing some research, and I think you start when she was a.
Mary, your size, when you stop that crying.
Takes after a man, I reckon.
Stop. We need to start when she was.
A little girl? Little maid! Little maid! Mary, where are the girl? Mary!
Mary! Where is that girl? What was that, Ma? You just pulled out some nice, fresh saffron buns from the oven, Abby?
Oh, look over there, Dad. There's a shelf hanging by his legs from a tree.
Aye, Mary! Ever's been called at the UMA, and you've gone and missed it! Ever's not been called that. It's only April. Pilchards don't come till July. Everyone knows that. Oh, Dad!
Look, we need to start when she started walking.
Well, it was after her husband's funeral, so she must have been very sad. Oh, William, we had some good times, didn't we? The next day, she started walking.
The next day, it wasn't that soon. William died in 1846. She walked in 1851.
She left the very next day and went straight to the exhibition. What a makes for a better story.
Your fish Gossamer, Penzance, nah, off up London. London? Coach be expensive. Can you pay him there?
Ain't going on, coach. I'm walking.
Walking? To the bit further than true, man. Well, my body and soul. Bloody handsome. Bloody handsome.
One day, it was 1851.
Before summer had ended and autumn begun,
An old Newland woman walked down a track.
she walked before 100 times thereabout.
Determined and sturdy with a beat in her stride, she walked through her village with purpose and pride.
Past the crowd to the causeway and the old oak cove line.
The woods at Tiddy and Conbray's odd cairn, she was going to walk for 300 miles.
Down turnpikes with meadows and thousands of styles. She was going to walk to
London!
My sweetheart, come along. Don't you hear love on
Holds the bridge, where Cornwall ended, and the world began.
I've never been out of Cornwall before. Come on, Mary. You can do it.
Betsy, don't fail, for carry your pail. Safe home to your cot as we go. You shall hear the fond tale of the sweet nightingale as she sings in the valley below. As she sings in the valley below.
Silly old goat. He's gone now. Gone. It's so cold. No stars. It's like you can see right to heaven.
From the bridge into Devon, she just kept on walking.
Day after day, all was silent, not talking.
Each day was the same as the same day before. Her feet were all blistered, her legs were all sore.
The people would cast on track through her money.
Her feet and her cow thought such a sight was so funny. And word started spreading of the old Cornish dame who was walking to London to seek fortune and fame.
Why are you walking, dear?
Sort out pension. My husband's just died. I wanted to get away.
Poor girl.
What a shame.
Husband's died.
She's all on her own.
Gonna see the great exhibition?
Goodness!
Walking all that way to see the exhibition?
What a woman.
Gonna meet the Queen?
Me, the Queen!
Walking all that way, her age. She's 75, you know?
In her late 70s.
Definitely in her 80s. 85, not a day younger. 85 years and walking all that way.
She's a fisherwoman from Poole, you know.
Eh?
A fisherwoman from Newland.
Huh?
From Penzance. Think of her then.
From Land's End.
Oh, Land's End!
Why did she say so?
She was becoming a bit of a celebrity.
After 5 weeks of walking in the heat and the cold,
She had reached
London.
The great exhibition of the works of industry of all nations.
Mary saw the Amazon striking down the tiger, the porcelain statue of Lady Godiva,
She saw the Greek slaves and stuffed birds and beasts.
The Queen of Spain's jewels and the carved bas-reliefs.
She saw the wonders and inventions of nature.
Presented to his audience in a perfect crystal cage.
Alongside both rich and poor conditions of the place.
She stood in awe and silence as she marvelled at the space.
but even more surprising than the wonders of the day.
Were all the bits of Cornwall at the heart of the display.
Copper from a Campbell mine, St. Stephen's shining clear.
Tremivic's engines hissed and banged, Davy's lamp was on display.
An ominous, brimless guard made of sturdy granite stone.
A sailor boat from Madeline and Mary back home.
Oh, William, I don't belong here. I want to go back home, where I can hear the sea from my window, and the bell of the old Mary's church chiming like a cockerel. My back is bent, and my legs are sore. I don't think I can make it home, William. Mrs. Kleinack? Mrs. Kleinack? Somebody would like to meet you.
Yes, it's a perfect place to end. The Queen gave her a gold sovereign and paid for her to get back home in the coach. She didn't really meet the Queen. Was it all her too?
Yes, she did. Said in the Queen's diary she met Dog Doodle Fisher. Said all there was 89.
89? I thought she was 92.
Actually, it was in her late 70s. She died on 5th December, 1856, aged 79. I think it's safe to say that Mary here was a teller of tall tales, a spinner of fine yarns, purveyor of untruths. Stories are told when people want them to be told. Just like social media now. What's really going on behind those perfect photos?
Conspiracy theorist. So, she went back home, and a few years later was buried next to Dolly Pentry in Hull.
She was not buried next to Dolly. She's buried in St. Mary's Church.
But it's your better story she's buried there. She wanted to be buried there. She was as much of a celebrity as Dolly. I mean, Dolly's only claim to fame was speaking Cornish.
But it's not true. It's a tall tale. Like a lie was thrown in the family. Take out her most after all.
We should end on her funeral then.
Why?
Don't you see? When she died, she went back to him. William. It's a perfect ending. She had her 15 minutes of fame.
I've seen postcards of them down.
House records?
No, down Preston Cannon.
And then they were back together again. Her and William. It's the perfect ending.
Sweetheart, come along. Don't you hear the fond song? The swing notes where the nightingale flows. You shall hear the fond tale of the sweet nightingale as she sings in the valley below. As she sings in the valley below. Pretty Betty, don't fail.